Hey everyone, welcome back. And in this video, we're going to be taking a look at attribute CSS selector. And the reason I wanted to do a separate video for this is because attribute CSS selector can have a sort of a detailed explanation. And why? Because it consists of a lot of things. So first things first, let me just go ahead and remove this, and I'm going to add, let's say, I don't know, let's just go ahead and create a list again of food. So I'm gonna have something like food, not good, but food. And let's just go ahead and remove this. I guess we can just go ahead and remove all of this stuff. And once we are left with this, I'm gonna have an li, let's say pizza. I'm gonna have a li of, let's say, burger. And what else? French fries. And let's say paneer paratha. Why not? Because you're watching an Indian tutorial. So anyway, this is a list of 4 foods, and what I'm gonna do next is just gonna give a data tag attribute of, let's say, of let's see, good, spicy, and I don't know, let's see, or that will probably not a good example. So let's just start with a spicy, or the variance of what I like, huge or big, data tag lot, data tag, let's say, moms. Right? So this means now we have these sort of selectors, or these sort of attributes for these elements, and now we can target them not only on the basis of just the order with nHild and all that stuff. We can actually target them on the value of these selectors. And how we do that is we do that with the help of attribute selectors. So let's just go ahead and first of all get rid of all this li styling, because we don't really want it to bother. So I want to give ul li, and now I want to give an attribute selector, and the way you give an attribute selector is you use these 2 square brackets and you write the name of the attribute. In this case, it is data tag and then an equal to symbol, and you want to target the value which you want. So in our case is spicy, right? And now if I go ahead and give it a color of red, you're gonna see that the spicy, which is just the pizza, turns red. And this is again independent of the order. You can move it down, you can move it up, because it is actually targeting on the basis of the value, exact value match. This is why it sort of works like this, independent of the order. You can also go ahead and do something like data tag. That's it. What this means is that, hey, just go ahead and find all the elements which have at least data tag attribute as the value set, right? So if I go ahead and create an li which says something like Pepsi, right? So you can see that this is not going to turn red because this does not has a data tag at all. So what you can do is, it's actually again an advanced CSS selector. I have not really discussed it, but you can go ahead and select a pseudo selector with not, right? And I'm going to say li which does not has a data tag, and I'm going to give it a color of blue because we are getting a confusion. So what this means is that, hey, go ahead and find an element which does not has an attribute named data tag, right? This meant that li must have an attribute data tag. This not right here is again a special sort of selector. We could probably go ahead and discuss it in depth, but this is a special sort of selector, which means that go ahead and select every element which does not match this rule. And it's not just restricted to the attribute selector. You could pretty much write anything right here, like an ID of li tag, or maybe like a class name, or just like I said, attribute. So anything would work. But anyway, with that being said, once you have written something like this, you can have this, or you can just give it a background. You can basically play around with it a little if you want, right? So that's how it works. Now, once we have discussed like the exact match, what we can do is we can also target elements which starts with a particular value. So in this case, let's see. Let's say this, I want spicy and I want big, right? So what I can do is, instead of targeting just spicy, I want to say every element which starts with spicy should be targeted. So in that case, I'm going to make use of this caret symbol and then an equal to sign. And then I'm going to write spicy. Now you can see pizza and burger get highlighted as red because they both start with spicy. This one has just spicy and this one has spicy and big, right? But this is going to create a problem for you if you have an order, something like big and spicy, right? Because now it starts with big, so it will not be targeted. So there's another way. You can actually go ahead and put a star right here, which means that, hey, just go ahead and find every element which contains this word, right? Irrespective of whether it's at start, middle, or end, it should just contain. So you can also have big, spicy, and, salty, or whatever, however you like your burgers. But it'll still match because this contains the spicy keyword. Now, the other one I think I can remember is the ends with, which basically means that you can go ahead and put a $sign right here, which means that if the selector ends with that particular value, that will be targeted. So in this case, if I go ahead and write big spicy like this, you can see that spicy, it ends with spicy. So there's that. Now this is like not the best example for starting and ending. It is probably a good example for the star selector, but you get the idea that if it ends with spicy, then also it'll just work fine. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the most common attribute selectors you're gonna get. And you can have a little bit of more finer control with a little bit of more ways to select elements, but this is like as much as you will need in a very long time. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video as well. I hope you learned something new and enjoyed it. And I'm gonna see you in the next one really soon.